Hey guys, this is OffTopicGames, and here we have a deck profile on Spike Brothers post-technical booster support.
Hi guys, my name is Project Foster. I'm doing a deck profile on Spike Brothers, and I hope you like it. My starting Vanguard is Mecha Trainer, the most broken starting Vanguard in the game right now. And I move on to the zeros. I run 4 Silent Jokers. He's your damage on flipper for critical trigger. Next, I run 4 Liar Lips. Is pretty much your soul sucker for your main Vanguard in the game, and it builds a lot of soul, and I'll touch bases on that later. Next is 4 Mecha Advisors to draw triggers. Next is a Magical Manager heal trigger. I run 4 of those. And next is Cheer Girl Lucy. I really like Lucy. The reason being is because if you have a lot of charging units in your hand and you can't get off the charge ability, she allows you to put the cards back into your deck and continue on with your other abilities.
What does it do?
It says when this unit boosts a rear guard with the charge ability, the boost unit gets plus 5,000 until the end of battle, and at the end of the battle, put that unit on the bottom of your deck. Like I was saying, it actually helps you put the units back into the deck if they're not charged. Next, I'll move on to the Mood Maker. I can't pronounce the last name, but I'm pretty sure you can look it up yourselves. It's a really good unit. When it's charged, you can have this unit gain plus 4, and at the end of the battle, you can put this unit back into the deck and give another one of the units plus 4. I run 4 Acrobat Verdi. She is pretty much your Strahd fodder for the deck. 4 of the Kiss Mark Almas, the perfect guards. Moving on to grade 2s. I only run 3 high-speed brackies. The reason being is because high-speed bracky can be searched out, and he puts himself back into the deck just by a Soul Blast. So I think that's enough explained on that. The next card I run is 4 of the Heavewees. The reason being is because this card, it works really well with the Lucy that I explained earlier, and it has an amazing skill. It lets you, when it's charging, it gains plus 10,000, and a lot of times on the Vanguard skills, the Vanguard allows it to gain an additional plus 5,000, so it works really good with the deck. It gives you the break right numbers from the previous version of the deck with Bloody Ogle, so yeah. Next I run 3 Wink Killer Miseries. I don't necessarily like this card because there's too many Link Jokers running around, and she normally stays on the field, but you kind of need her when you need that push. This is a very weird card, but I really love it because it catches people off guard. His name is Cobalt Impulse. When he's charging, when it attacks a Vanguard and it hits, I get to draw a card and choose one of my opponent's rear guards and retire it. And a lot of people never see it coming. So yeah, I think it's really good at 1. Next is one of my most favorite cards in the deck. His name is Hivemaker. He has a really interesting skill, and he counteracts with one of the Great 4s. His skill is when he's charging, he can counterblast 1 at the end of the battle. You can put him back into the deck and superior call a unit from your hand. And he has an on placement skill also that you can look at the top 5 and search for up to 1 charging unit and add it to your hand. And a genuine prodigy of the deck, I run 4 Exceptional Expertise Rising Nova. He is your old Deadly Emperor for the deck. He really helps you get that push at the early game so that you can try to kill your opponent late game. Moving on to the strides. I run 2 Godly Speed Flash Bruce. A lot of people let this card hit all the time, and a lot of times it's their worst it's like their worst thing to ever do, because not only do I get the Vanguard skill, the main Vanguard skill, but I also get this skill also, and they have the same ability to to superior call a unit from the deck and give it +5. It's really good.
What's the Vanguard say?
Okay, so the Vanguard says when a unit stride over him, you can counterblast 1, put a card from your hand into the soul, and superior call 1 unit from the deck, and if you do, give it +5,000. Godly Speed says the same thing, except you don't pay a counterblast. You just put a card from your hand into the soul, and you superior call a unit from the deck and give it +5,000. Next card is Great Villainess Damper Lily. I really like this card. It's kind of funny because instead of you calling from the deck, you get to call a charging unit from your hand. The attack has to hit, and you can give the card +5,000. And if the charging unit goes back into the deck, you get to draw a card. So pretty much on hit, draw a card. Next card is the killer of the deck. His name is Showdown, Shoot Down King, Miracle Ace. He has I believe it's the best Vanguard ability like in Spike Brothers. What it does is once per turn you can counterblast 1, choose a face down card named Shadow King, Shoot Down King, Miracle Ace from your G zone and turn it face up. Until the end of the battle, this unit gets, when your rear guard is put into the deck, you can choose up to 1 of your other units. You can choose any unit and give it +5. And if you're at G-Break 3, you can Soul Blast 2. Whenever rear guard is put into the deck, you can superior call 1 unit from your hand. And it works really well with like a lot of the units I explained before, like all of your charging units. So any of these guys go back to the deck, and also even high-speed bracket. They don't have to be charging. They can be high-speed bracket also. Any of these guys go back to the deck, you can superior call any unit from your hand. And the best thing I like to do is have a lot of charging units in my hand so I can just keep the consistency going. And 9 times out of 10, you can pretty much kill your opponent there at 5. Like they should not be able to stand a chance to this. So yeah. And last but not least, I run 1 Great Villain, Dirty Caro. He pretty much replenishes your field, especially playing against like decks like Narukami, playing against Kagero, any deck that have a lot of retiring. He helps you pretty much get the field that you need to try to wipe out your opponent. He's really good. He's a G-Break 3, which is what I don't like, so I have to wait to use him. I just choose a face down card for my G-Zone and turn it face up. And for each card that I have face up in the G-Zone, I can superior call that many cards from the deck. Oh, and I have to put 1 into the soul also, 1 card into the soul. And that is it for my deck profile.